Hi guys, welcome back to Hair Dry Treatment. We are smiling because we've just had a great win against Everton 2-0. Going to get into that in a minute, but first let me introduce Meg. Meg, how are you doing? How are you feeling after that?
I am feeling tremendous after that. I was a little bit, 80 minutes I thought, here we go. We're doing the Manchester United. We'll concede last minute, but no, we were the winners. We got that last minute goal. We got two in the end, but one would have done me fine.
I know, but it felt like, didn't it, Meg? Especially early on when we didn't take our chances. It felt like, I hope we're not going to get punished for this. I hope we don't obviously regret missing those chances because we've seen it happen so many times. Luckily, we got those goals in the end. But do you think it was one of the games where the longer it went on, it felt like it was going to go more in Everton's favour?
They definitely grew into the game, and for once, we started so brightly again. I love the fact that we went out there, went to attack them. That first 30 minutes, we were in their face pretty much. So that like I said, the first 30 minutes of the first half. Then we let them grow into the game, and we didn't do what we were doing in the first 30 minutes. So we were in their faces a little bit. We were going direct with the balls. The crosses were coming in that were really good. We were feeding the attackers. We kind of stopped doing that towards the end of the first half, and we let them come on to us. But we rode that out a little bit, and I think sometimes in the game you've got to do that, but we did that really well. And then it was obviously a bit more, we matched each other in the second half, and then Cavani comes in and does what he was brought to do. That's literally what he was brought in to do. He's gone and done it tonight. Love it. I absolutely love it.
He's a winner, isn't he? He's a winner. A lot of people saying he should have been sent off, but for me, that's the kind of shit out we need. He does not stop up front. How many times did you see him blocking Everton, trying to pass out from the back? He's constantly working, and I would hate to play against him. I would, and yeah, like you say, he's just proven himself at the end. That great finish again. He's got that moment, that special moment in him, and yeah, he might be frustrating a lot of times to watch, but you know that if he gets a chance, he will take it, and he's proved that again. And there's an argument between Matic and Bruno. I hope this doesn't boil over. Looked a little serious. I'm sure it's what stays on the pitch. You know, what is said on the pitch stays on the pitch, and I'm sure they're professionals at the end of the day. We'll get heated. They are competitive. You know, Bruno is competitive, but I'm sure, especially now we've got the win, it'll be forgotten about. Fingers crossed.
That'll go into the change room, and they'll discuss it in there. I don't feel like it'll go any further. You've seen it with Spurs last season with Son and Luis.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the documentary on it, literally that's what it's like in the change rooms.
Yeah, even to George.
People.
Yep, I agree. I think it's the competitive, and you don't want to take that competitive edge away from them, do you? You want that. At least it shows they care a bit. But yeah, I'm sure it'll all be sorted. But George, hi to you. He says, how are you watching the semi-final draw? We are going to be updating in the chat as well as soon as there's any news on that draw. I mean, Meg, teams that are left, who would you choose? Who would you like to have? Seems an obvious question, really, doesn't it?
Oh, I wonder. Do you know what? Obviously, like, you have to face the toughest teams to get through. But let's face it, if I could pick anyone, I'd want to pick Brentford. I want this team to get to a final. I feel like these players need to win something. They need to know how to win. Yeah. And if we can get to the final, we got 3 semis last year. This year, I want us to get to a final. I want them to be able to go out and win a trophy. Once you get the mentality of winning, it just comes to you all the time. So, obviously I've picked Brentford, but I'll put money on it that the City get Brentford.
Yeah, City are going to get Brentford. We know it happens. We know it happens, but my mindset is always you have to beat the best to win it anyway. You have to beat the best to win it. So it is who it is at the end of the day. We've seen quite often against the bigger teams as such, we perform better anyway. So yeah, I'm all for it. I don't care who we get. And to be fair, in the first half when we were playing quick football, 1-2 touch football, always looking to pass forwards, finding those passes in between the lines. Like you mentioned, second half, Everton managed to cut that out. But when we were doing that, we've shown how good we do look going forward. So I mean, we look so fluid in that first half, Meg.
Literally, and for Cavani's goal, it came from Maguire going straight to Martial. It was direct.
Yeah.
But we were very creative in that first 30 minutes of the first half. I felt like there was crosses coming in. Greenwood hit the post. I don't know if that was second half. Was that second half?
That was first half diving header.
And he just clipped the outside of the post. But I like the fact that I feel like that's always come from Cavani. You could see him on the pitch. He was directing the players around him. He was talking to them. If you're Greenwood at that age and you've got someone like Cavani next to you, sometimes surely he must pinch himself at times. When you get a player, Cavani, a big name, Greenwood's learning off a big name like that. Bring another one in.
Yeah, I completely agree. Obviously, there's a lot of talk this week about us making signings and whatnot. January is just around the corner. We know our name gets linked with a lot of players, and we always say, don't get too drawn into those rumours. But I want to talk about players that we brought in. Tellers started today. We had a little natter about on WhatsApp, but I thought he looked brilliant today. And the set pieces, most of the deliveries were good. He's always there trying to whip the ball in, always positive, and he offered us a different dimension on that left-hand side.
Did anybody else, you can write in the comments now, anyone else confused that he got took off at the end?
Yeah, penalty taker.
Tell us off now. But yeah, I really liked him when we first saw him was his first game the PSG game, and he was pulling in like beautiful balls, but beautiful crosses. Then it just seems like he's got a whip of a left foot, and it makes a difference. Like just having a left-footed player out there that can do that. Yeah, sorry it's a bit echoey, probably because there's literally nothing in this room. This is my decorating that I'm trying to get done before Christmas. It's not coming along, so I apologise. But yeah, I really like the look of him as a player.
Yeah, me too. And I think I saw flashes like you said at PSG game, and obviously got taken off early in that one. And I've seen flashes, but I thought I don't want to get too carried away. I think people are overhyping him far too early, and I didn't like that. But today, I thought he was really impressive. I like what I saw. George said the biggest difference was playing Eric Boy. The entire team could play 10 yards further because of his pace at the back. He had a good game, didn't he, Meg, Eric Boy?
Yeah, I do. I have a soft spot for him. But he does make me have like heart attacks during the game. He chested the ball in the box at one point, and I just thought, why have you not just come and met that and headed it as far away as possible? But he chested it down, and he passed he did pass it out. He kind of half volleyed it out. But it's just things like that. You just think, oh, why? Why have you even risked it? But he gets away with it. He went through the back of somebody at one point to go and try and win a header. Although I looked away off the game at one point, and I looked back and I thought, I see Baye on the floor. I'm thinking, oh, for God's sake, here we go again. But he makes a huge difference. He's a very different player to Lindelof and Maguire, isn't he? So, do you know what I mean? He brings something else because he's a different style of player.
Yeah, and I thought that he's one-to-one defending. I think there's a break. I think it was Calvert-Lewin. He was about to break through, and he made that last-ditch interception. If he's got his body in the way, and he's just so good on a one-to-one. It's just his fitness, isn't it? It's always been where he can stay fit, Eric Boy, and that's a frustrating thing. You can't get a run of games because you get like this, and you get into like a full sense of security where you think, yeah, he's back, and then something else happens. I just pray that he can stay fit because that's always been the issue with Eric Boy in terms of his ability. We love him. United fans love Eric Boy. Yes, he's a bit crazy, and yes, he's rash, but like George mentioned, his pace often gets him out of that trouble, doesn't it? So I do really rate him. But Cavani, goal scorer. First half, I mean, that little volley he had at the back post from Tellers' ball, and then he did the little dummy, the flick, and it's a save from the goalkeeper. It was a constant threat, wasn't he, Meg?
Yeah, he was. And like I said, this is what he was brought in to do. He's got that winning mentality. He's got the winner's experience as well. And he's come to finish games off where we couldn't. He knows where the net is. He's proved that again. Another goal for him. When he starts, he just seems to bring that experience up top, and he knows when to go, and he just knows where the net is. In that box, he finds it, doesn't he? So, brought in to doing what he's brought in to do.
Definitely. And how good does it seem? I mean, it's towards the end. Again, I was thinking, please don't regret missing these chances. We had 5-on-2 at times, breaking forwards when Everton kept giving the ball away. Rashford had a chance, obviously, it was a good save. Finally, we had the breakthrough with Martial. How good was it to see him at the back of the net again?
And a little Rashford assist to it as well. So It's nice that them pairs linked up again. It's just great for him, isn't it? He comes on, he gets a goal. So it's what he's brought us. It's what he needs to be getting. He needs to be getting the goals, and then he's done it. He's started it in nice there with a little one-on-one. So it's good for him. It's great for the team. And with two different goal scorers, which is good.
Yeah. I think what I will say as well, last two games, like Leeds game, this game, we mentioned for so often on this channel how slow we start. And it's almost like we need to concede first to get the kick up the backside to actually get started and wake up. But last two games, Meg, we've started quick, haven't we? We've been on the ball. We've been at it. I mean, what do you think that is? Do you think it's a mentality thing, or do you think it's just confidence?
Perhaps confidence, but I think once you realise you can do it, there's no stopping you. You can go out and do it again, and I feel like we'll see that again in the next game. But they've proved that they can do it. So now, you as fans, you want to see it again. I think maybe it is just confidence to be able to go out and do it.
Yeah, definitely. Pogba, thoughts on him tonight? I thought he had a decent game. Inner says he was solid there. Is that the word you'd use, Meg?
Yeah, that's a nice word to use to sum him up, his performance. There was a couple of passes that I thought he rushed. He tried to play it over the top a couple of times, and they just kind of ran too long. I felt like he had loads of space. Did you not think that? Like, he was getting the ball, and he had the opportunity to take 5 yards forward and look up. At one point, he kind of got it and he pinged it straight away. And I thought, oh, you've got so much room around you to kind of draw a player in a little bit and then release it. But like, no real complaint. I just thought that, just thought you could have taken perhaps a little bit of time on some of the passes.
It did that one little first time flick, didn't it, to Tuanzebe? And if it was anyone other than Tuanzebe in that position, I'm sure it would have been a goal. It was a lovely little flick over the top. He naturally has got that, like, he knows, he doesn't have to look, and he knows that's the area that you put it in. And that's what Paul Pumper brings, definitely. I thought he had a solid game. I agree with you. Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, ladies. Merry Christmas to both of you. Tonight is showing that we do have squad depth, as we look stronger even with 9 changes, and Harry looked more assured tonight, having defenders with pace with him. I agree with that. I completely agree. I think Eric Boye, I prefer the look of Eric Boye. And it seems harsh on Lindelof, doesn't it? Because Lindelof's been playing well lately. But I think if Maguire is going to be cemented in that team and Maguire is going to be the one that doesn't move, pace does seem to suit him. And I want to say Merry Christmas to you, Alex, as well, and to you and the family. Happy New Year as well. And thank you for the super chat and the support and constantly on this channel. Really do appreciate it. But Meg, Boye and Maguire, would you prefer to see that partnership as opposed to Lindelof?
It's not. It's like you just said. It's harsh on Lindelof because he's not really done anything wrong. I feel like the changes were brought in tonight because it is a cup game. When you get an opportunity, some of those players tonight have taken their opportunity. Baye took an opportunity, so he's created a real headache for Ollie. Because what are you going to do now? Lindelof hasn't really done much wrong, but Baye came in and stepped up. Everyone's talking about it and saying that he had a good game. So it's a headache for Ollie, but not my problem.
But like you said, it's a good headache, and as mentioned there, like, it shows that we have got squad depth as opposed to how we have been in recent seasons. We made 9 changes tonight, and you wouldn't have thought it. Like I say, we started off so fluently, and I was expecting it to be a slow start that we've been used to seeing. But it was kind of more acceptable tonight because of the wholesale changes that were made. But we weren't. We started quick, and that's credit to the players, credit to Ollie as well. They're up for the game. And I think ultimately, I think Everton did come into it second half, and we were a bit slow. I think we slowed the ball down, moving it sideways too much. Not many people taking risks, but we deserved to win. I think totally the right decision, Meg. I think the way we were so dominant in that first half, I was scratching my head, and I couldn't believe we hadn't scored.
And do you know what was really nice as well? When that lineup came out, you knew that there was going to be changes for this game tonight. There's so many games coming up. We're still in the Europa League, this Cup, Premier League coming up, and the Premier League's going to be really important, especially over Christmas. You can literally, because it's so tight as well, because of the amount of games, you can drop out of the title race within the next 2 weeks. That's how many games there are. So you knew there was going to be changes, but what was really nice is when you looked at that lineup today, I was like, that's a really strong starting 11. And then you look at the bench and you go, that's a really strong bench as well. I mean, we brought on, I know we weren't winning at this point, but we brought on Rashford and Martial. If you're like any other team and you're looking and you're thinking, they're about to bring Rashford and Martial. And at that point, yes, we weren't winning, but we should have been winning. Yeah. If we can obviously convert those chances in the first half and then still bring Rashford and Martial on, that to me almost emulates like a Manchester City team. I always think about their squad and think, look sometimes, and it must be horrific for a defender playing against Man City because you're playing against Jesus and then they bloody bring on Aguero. That's how strong their squad is. But tonight, that was our squad. We had Cavani on the pitch. We've got Greenwood, who everyone knows is an exceptionally young but talented player. Van der Beek on the pitch, Pogba on the pitch, Bruno on the pitch. And then we go and bring on Rashford and Martial. As a defender, you're thinking, Rashford and Martial, oh, come on now. And now I've got to defend against them. It's not like we're bringing on subs and we're dropping talent off. We're bolstering the talent that's on the pitch already.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think it wasn't that long ago when we look in and we had like Pereira, Lingard, who was on the bench tonight, Phil Jones. These were the players who were starting in these kind of games. And this is why we were so frustrated, because we knew that kind of team wasn't good enough. And I think if people can't see the progress that we're making, and I'm not saying it's been exceptional, but we are making progress under Ollie. If people are still denying that, then they need to have a serious look, because we're doing so well. I mean, we are, like, if you look at the style of football, I mean, and it's been like, 2-3 games, but you cannot help but feel positive after the last few performances. Like today, we never looked like losing, Meg, to me.
No, I think you wouldn't. I know you said it before. Like we do always kind of have this tendency to concede. That's got to be worked on, because you don't want to be like regretting the fact that you could be winning 1-0, and we don't want to be fearing that we're going to concede. But I just feel like we are so confident when we're going into games. That kind of fear factor about Manchester United is like slowly starting to creep in. It seems like things are kind of clicking into place for us. Honestly, this is the nicest, furriest Christmas hat you will find.
But it is nice, to be fair.
But my head is boiling, and I had a shower and not done anything with my hair, so it's not coming off either.
Fair enough. And then Connor points out that Cavani shirt, of course, purposely there. I've got, to be fair, I'm wearing a Martial one as well. I predicted it tonight, and
you've got the 2 goal scorers, and you've got the assistant.
The assist sheets. Anyone wants the lottery numbers for the weekend, just drop me a message and I'll sort you out. It's all good. I would start Cavani, Martial and Rashford against Leicester. Leicester on Boxing Day, Meg. Big game. Obviously, we can go up to second. Nobody predicted it the way we started the season, but we're there round and about. How are you feeling going into that firstly, after, like I say, the running games we've had?
I'm confident. How can you not be confident? By the way that we're playing, I feel like players are all kind of starting to be on form at the same time. There's like little phases of play that you can see where it's almost like they're not playing a blind pass, but when you know that someone's going to be there.
Yeah.
That's kind of starting to happen. So I'm feeling confident. We just need to make sure that we're shored up at the back, because you've got the likes of Maddison and Vardy. Vardy's a little poacher. He gets on the end of everything. He don't give you a second, does he, on that pitch?
No.
There. And I feel like Maddison's got that additional talent to kind of have a strike from distance as well.
Yeah.
So we can shore up the defence a little bit.
I think Fred will come back in as well.
Yeah, that's a good shout. But I think attacking wise, I'm so happy about it. It's like everyone's like banging in goals. We're creative.
I agree with that statement.
No doubts going forward.
See, I kind of agree with this statement. Cavani's in better form than Greenwood. Greenwood was fairly quiet tonight, but we know that he likes to cut in off that right hand side. Tuanzebe behind him. I agree. I think I would rather see Martial and Rashford out either side of Cavani centrally. I think that's what I would like to see against Leicester, but we'll wait and see what happens with that, because Cavani, as many people the same who signed him, he's not getting any younger, and it's about how many games he can actually play, isn't it? But personally, that's what I would like to see as a front three. But Meg, Fred, I think will come back into this game. But what are your thoughts on Matic tonight? Because he's had a lot of stick, Matic, but I do rate him.
Yeah, he secured it up in the midfield, didn't he? And I think with him being there as well, like I said, Pogba seemed to pick the ball up in a load of space, and I think that's helped by where Matic was. He could secure that up and allow Pogba to kind of pick up the pieces and then set us going forward. So I think both of them had a really good game.
I'd agree with that. Not football related, but who's last minute shopping like myself again tomorrow? I'm not. I'm actually organised. Meg, what about you?
I'm not shopping. I'm rapping though.
There you go, Meg. City. We've got City in the semi-final. Interesting time that. Instant reaction to that news, Meg.
I'm okay with that. But do you know what? I think they're going to be the strongest left. But I feel like the way that we played against them last season, we can go out there and beat them. and I feel like they can be there they're there to lose. We can go and attack them, and we can go and beat them. We've done it. The game of the day was too cagey for me. It was, I don't think it was a bad game, but I just don't think either team wanted to lose. It was just that neither of us need to drop points right now. We need to they wanted to keep themselves in title contention. We need to keep ourselves in title contention. But this is a completely different ball game. With it being a cup game, we can go out there and we can get at them. I feel like their defense is probably their weakest point. They're good going forward. So we should be able to get at that defense.
You know what? City are City and get the class. We know that, but this season they haven't been amazing. They haven't been at it. They're nowhere near the level Pep wants them to be at. And I think it's probably a good time to play Man City right now, especially with the momentum in our favour at the moment. Obviously, hopefully this run continues. But I don't think we should fear Man City at all. I'm just hoping, like you say, it's not a cagey affair. We go at them. Because there's no doubt, like I mentioned, the first half today, that 1-2 touch football, the movement, the awareness in and around, always looking for that forward pass. We can cause damage to Man City. We have done in the past and we can do again. It's about us being defensively stable, isn't it, Meg?
Yeah, like I said, I think their weakest point is the defence. Obviously, our probably weakest part is our defence still at the moment. But if we can shore that up, attack is the best form of defence. Is that right?
In my eyes, yeah, that's what I would always go with, and that's why that game against City was so frustrating. Diz, bugger off, stop trolling us. You know what? Is it a two-leg semi-final? I don't know if I heard it somewhere that it wasn't because of like COVID and fixtures, and I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I actually don't know if it's two-leg. I know we're at home. One-legged. We're at home, yeah. So it's one-legged, and we're at home.
I'm not sure if I'd rather be away. Our away form is so good.
Last few home games have been all right. We've been better. Let's say that we've been better in our home games. But we'll focus on Leicester first. We'll focus on the league. Meg, do you think we are title contenders? I'm throwing this question at you. A lot of people saying that obviously we're still really early into the season. Like you said, there's been so many bizarre results already that no doubt there'll be more bizarre results this season. Without fans being in the stadium, anything can happen. Do you think that we can be classed as that though?
I think the way that we're playing, the only thing I will say is I think we obviously at some point are going to lose again. That I feel like every team in this league will lose again at least once. But it's how you recover from that. So if we go on to lose and then we that momentum goes into another loss and another loss, that's a problem. If you can just if you lose one and we don't lose our heads and we continue as we have been playing, I think we will be up and around that. I feel like we will be in the top three. It's just how you react to one loss. Like I said, these next couple of weeks when there's so many games, that's crucial not to have that one loss and then build that into another loss and another loss because you'll just drop out. And because it's so close, like within 1 week, you can go from like second to seventh. That's how mad it is. That's how close it is. But I think we'll still be up there. And if we can be in and around there when we play Liverpool, that would be really good. 17th of January.
Yeah.
If we can be in and around them come that 17th of January, what a game that'll be.
I mean, I think it'd be a great game anyway. I hate playing against Liverpool though, for the obvious reasons, but I love it at the same time. But like you say, if we're the ones nearest to them, then it'll make it even more entertaining, won't it? But I think, it's too early to say. I don't want to get too hyped up. And I think, like you say, form is a big thing, but also keeping players fit. The commentator mentioned today, I think it was Neville who said it about Bruno Fernandes, how reliant we are on him, and hoping that the amazing games don't take the toll on him. And I think that's really important. I think we do need to keep rotating players like we did tonight, and hopefully resting him a bit more because we are so reliant on him. We know how influential he is, but at the same time, he's still a human being. And I think that'll be a big part of it as well. And Football Crucial says, I can't see us winning the league. It's too early to say. I'd say we could still finish in the top 4. It's going to be interesting, definitely. I think it'll be tight. Someone mentioned Banter FC. Yeah, I mean, we're mentioning title battle, title challenges. Meg, are Arsenal in a relegation battle?
You've got to say they are. Surely. I don't know how people can say that they're not. They've got Chelsea on Boxing Day. if they lose that, then they've got to play Brighton and West Brom, and they're like 6 point games because they're looking over their shoulder to see what they're doing, like on the same day as them or like the same fixture round as them. Honestly, if they lose to Chelsea on Boxing Day, well, I'm here for it. Although obviously I don't really want Chelsea to pick up points because they're in and around us. But what is going on with them?
Literally, we've got Arsenal fans celebrating a Burnley goal, and I'm just like, what? 2020 has been an absolute madness. Like, who would have expected that? Arsenal fans cheering an Ashley Barnes goal. Like, what's going on? Like, 2020 couldn't get any weirder. But yeah, I think you'd have to say I do think they got enough quality to stay up.
Yeah.
I do think they obviously are good enough, but I don't know what's going on.
They always have a good second half of the season, I think, as well. They always kind of seem to be that those last few weeks, they just kind of pick up the points and climb up the table. Do I think they'll go down? No. Am I loving the fact that they are looking over their shoulder, trying to see what people in the bottom three are doing rather than worried about what the top three are doing? Absolutely. Yeah. Don't pray for Arsenal. Don't worry about them.
They'll stay up. It's all good. Just entertaining at the moment. Let's just enjoy that. Thoughts on Pogba and Van de Beek? We discussed Pogba, said he had a solid game. Van de Beek, thoughts on his game, Meg? Obviously got took off again fairly early.
I think he was a little bit quiet. Some good phases. He was involved in some good phases of the play, but I feel like he was quite quiet. He's probably not as influential during the game as other players, but not bad. Like, nothing bad. I just don't think perhaps he was as busy as some others. Yeah,
I'd agree with you on that. I think he had a better quiet game. He was tidy on the ball, but he didn't influence the game too much, did he?
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, I think the game was kind of crawling it for Martial, Rashford, those players with pace to come off the bench. I think that suited them more because the game opened up towards the end and we saw the benefits of that. But yeah, I think he's had a quiet game. I expect him to be on the bench again against Leicester. To be honest with you, I don't think he'll start. But hand on heart, Meg, what's your score prediction for that Leicester game then? For the form that we're in at the minute. Get in the chat as well, guys. Let us know.
Always got me on the spot of this, and I just kind of sit here and think, oh, let me just pull a thinking face while people write in the chat. Look, like I said, I'm confident that we can go in and win that game. We conceded against Leeds, and I was disappointed in the fact that we conceded against Leeds. I'd have rather, sounds daft, I'd have rather have won like 2 or 3-0.
Yeah.
Than have won 6-2, because those 2 goals was quite annoying to concede. Because you almost feel like they were too relaxed and they kind of came on to us and they're a bit sloppy goals. So I'd like another clean sheet, if I'm honest. I'll go for I'm going to go for a 2-0. Oh, someone just dropped scores out of 10.
Yeah, let's do it. We're going to do that as well in a sec. So I'm going to keep that on there, Alex, so we can look at all the players. But we're going to do our own scores at 10 in a minute. But you say 2-0, so you think we're going to clean sheet? I can see Vardy nicking a goal against us, like you say. He's just a ratter, isn't he? He doesn't give up. He's a nightmare, to be honest with you. But I'll do rate Jamie Vardy. I can't help it. I think, you know what, this is a good check by Kevin. 3-1 to United. I'm going 3-1 to United. I think we've got enough going forwards. But to be fair, Leicester against Spurs, they proved that they're still in it. They're still a decent team. Still hard to break down. We know the goal threat they've got, so I don't think it'll be easy. But I'm feeling optimistic. We've just beat Everton. We just beat Everton. We just beat Leeds. So I'm on a high at the minute, and I'm going to say 3-1. I'm going to agree with that one. But let's go for our ratings, Meg. Dean Henderson, how do you think he did today?
Okay, I mean, in the first half, I don't really think they were quite tame in front of goal in the first half, bar the free kick that we spoke about at half time on WhatsApp, me and you spoke about. But it wasn't really much to do in the first half. And again, in the second half, did he only have that much to do?
Not really.
Not really.
Important claim at the end, didn't he? And then he dropped it on there, but he held on to it. Yeah, he did have a lot, to be fair.
I'd have given him an 8 though, rather than a 7. He pulled off a good save for that free kick.
I think I'd agree with that. Dean Henderson at 8. Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong in particular. He just wasn't overly tested, was he? But yeah, I'm going to say 8 for that one. Tellers is a 6. I thought Tellers had a decent game. I really thought Tellers had a decent game.
I was really, really confused by the substitution. I don't get it. I just didn't understand why he got took off, unless Ollie obviously was thinking about the penalties, but I just thought Tellers would have been up there to take one.
I think I'll probably push him at 1 and probably say a 7 for Tellers. Even then, I feel like I'm being a bit harsh, but I'm going to say a 7.
I think you're probably right on 7. I think some of his set pieces fell a little short for me tonight. I do think he has got quite a good delivery, but towards the end,
I was thinking about that time when he got like pushed off it as well, and nearly cost us.
Yeah.
Towards the end. Yeah. So I'm going to say 7. Maguire a 7. I think I'd have to agree on that. I thought he had a decent game.
Yeah, Maguire 7. I'm fine with that.
I'd probably put Boye slightly higher, you know. I want to say 7.5 if I can do that, because I thought Boye had a great game. That interception towards the end as well, that 1-to-1.
Yeah.
When Everton were breaking was really important. So I think I'd put Boye slightly higher. Tuanzebe playing as a fullback today, out of position for him. How did you think he did?
It didn't look out of position though. Like he started quite well at right back. It wasn't like, sometimes you get like a centre half who goes out to a fullback and it just doesn't work. But he did all right. He did okay. I probably agree with it. 7, 7-ish.
Yeah, I agree with that one. A decent game. Matic, I think I have to agree as well. 7. Pogba, I'd agree. 7. Very solid. Fernandes is an interesting one because he tends to get high ratings. Do you think a 7, so similar to a Pogba and a Matic kind of rated today? Do you think that's fair?
Yeah. Do you know what? And I'm not saying Bruno, but he keeps trying a little like outside the boot little flick.
Yeah, he can never do just a simple pass, can he? He's got to do something a bit
stretchy. And sometimes like that's great, but a couple of times tonight he tried it and it halted the attack.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to obviously do it quick and so he just flicking it around the corner, but sometimes it just didn't come off tonight. He almost needs to get it down and just like play it on the floor rather than trying to flick it around. Obviously tell I'm a defender talk because I'm like, stop flicking the ball everywhere. I hate it. Like, just get the ball down. So a couple of times I just didn't feel like it came off for him. If it came off and we go on and score, everyone will come back with a little flick, like how just flicked it around the corner. But sometimes you don't need to do it all the time. So I would give him a 7, just because that really annoyed me.
I agree, and I think sometimes it's almost like his mind's working too fast for his feet. He knows exactly what he wants to do in his head, and he's just like almost too fast to achieve it. He's such an intelligent player, but I agree, he does always try that swazzy little pass rather than just playing the simple pass sometimes. But he's always so influential. I mean, he hit the corner, didn't he? Literally the corner he hit, almost top bins. He was unlucky there for me. I think 7's fair. Van der Beek 6. I agree. I think he was slightly below the rest, but he wasn't bad, like you say. Greenwood.
You just.
Yeah, I think Greenwood. I agree. Greenwood was similar to Van der Beek in the sense that he didn't overly influence the game. He was fairly quiet. He wasn't bad. He just wasn't in the game enough, was he? Cavani at an 8, man of the match performance.
That Greenwood header, by the way, if that goes through the side of the post.
Yeah. It was good effort.
That would be such a good goal. Unfortunately for him, it was the wrong side. But if it had it on the other side, it would have been really good.
It was a good attempt. Like, it was good bullying from Tellers. The power was all on the cross, wasn't it? And he just tried to guide it. Like, he was unlucky. But I'd agree a 6 with him. Cavani 8, man of the match, according to Alex. Would you agree with that?
I'd agree. Yeah. Just slightly above everybody else. And like we've said, just finds the net at the right time. And you just want somebody to just go on and just take one of those shots and convert it. And there he was, 87th minute. We'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. Martial, Rashford, and Shaw all came on. We'll start with Shaw. 6. I think that's fair. He didn't have a lot to do when he came on. Obviously, that was when we were kind of defending him. So yeah, 6 is fair. Rashford, I thought he missed a few chances when he came on, but he did get an assist. So I'd probably, I'd give it 6.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to give Shaw a 6, I feel like Rashford. He goes on and gets an assist as well. That, by the way, the timing of that pass
in the run,
so good. He literally knew exactly when it should go. Sometimes we do hold on to it, but you just knew.
I'm not going to push him up too high though, because some of his touches, Rashford, when he came on, they were pinging off him left, right, and centre. I don't know what happened to him, but I did say, to be fair, I said he's either going to score or he's going to do something. He just tends to do that when he's not playing so well. And then Marshall coming on, saying about Rick Marshall, Marshall coming on up at a 7. Yeah, he got the goal. Like again, you could probably push him slightly higher because he got the goal, and I thought he influenced the game when he came on. He looked positive, didn't he?
Yeah, I love that. You know, when he goes through and he just side foots it into the far corner. Yeah. He's so calm about it. I would be an absolute headless chicken one-on-one. I'd be like, what the hell am I doing? I probably looked past it. But no, like he just side footed it and started into the bottom corner. But yeah, so probably a 7 for him.
I'd agree with that. And obviously I want to talk about, we've talked about the goals and the attacking play, but a clean sheet. I saw someone scrutinising the defences, and the defence is still shambles, but we got a clean sheet today, Meg.
You know what? Our defence rode out a lot of pressure. That last 15 minutes of the first half, I'm not saying we were backs against the walls. That's not the case. But they didn't really look like they were threatening. They grew into the game, and we were defending, but it wasn't like they're about to score. You know, when you can tell that one team's about to score. I never felt like that. I felt like Everton grew into the game, but I actually felt that we were quite secure.
Yeah. The only way I thought that Everton may score is from a Sigurdsson set piece, because you know how dangerous he can be, and I felt like that was how they were going to get back into it.
They had that one shot, that one free kick in the first half, and it was a good save by Henderson.
Yeah. But I didn't feel like they were going to carve us open. I didn't feel like we were particularly stretched at the back, apart from that one time when Boye, like I say, he's 1v1 defending, it just shone through. But I didn't feel like you said. I didn't feel like I was nervous, thinking we're going to concede. It didn't feel like that, did it?
No, and their man of the match, we spoke about him at half time, didn't we, say about Mina for them?
Yeah.
He just was in the way. He was just there. He obviously played really well, but for us, he just got in the bloody way of things. So, had he not been on the pitch, we'd have scored in that first half easily.
What did you make of the whole Cavani Mina situation? A lot of people think he should have been sent off for that. It was dodgy.
Different day, different result. Or different ref, different result, should I say? But
no VAR as well. Do you think if there was VAR, would he have been off?
No comment. I don't know. The fact that VAR, there's still questions about it. It's such a big thing. I'm a full-on rant about it, but I'm not going to. But I just feel like it still goes down to opinion. And some of the things that they give a red card for, I'm like, are you joking? Some of the penalties that they give for handball, are you joking?
I just think it's the second you raise your hands, like we saw in Martial against Spurs, you're in trouble. And it was just needless. But at the same time, again, you don't want to take that. He's a shithouse of a player, isn't he? I would hate to play against him. He winds people up and doesn't stop, gets into defenders' heads. And Mina went down all dramatic, didn't he? He went down all dramatic. He barely touched him, really. I mean, he did have his hand up there, though. And like I say, you're always at risk. Like you say, if it was a different ref, it could have been a different story.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is it's down to opinion. And I think he got away with it because there's probably no VAR. But, different ref, different story.
Yeah.
Depends what they see. No VAR, depends literally what they've seen. They might not, if they don't see it, then they can't give it. Depends. But he obviously didn't see it.
Yeah, we're grateful of that, because he went on to score a great finish, as we already spoke about. But yeah, Meg, thanks for coming on, and I want to say a massive thank you. So obviously it's almost Christmas, and I want to wish you and obviously the family a very Merry Christmas. But also everybody in the chat, everybody who supported Hair Dry Treatment this year, massive thank you. This channel would be nothing but you guys. Me and Meg love coming on. The girls love coming on talking. Ladies in Red has just been a massive success, and we promise we will be pushing that even more in the new year. And we know things kind of tailed off, but it doesn't mean we are finished. Nowhere near. We'll bounce back stronger. Ladies in Red will definitely stay. But I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's tuned in, to all my subscribers, to everybody who likes the videos, comments. We see you regularly in the chat. And yeah, we're just truly, truly thankful and grateful for everybody who supports on me, Meg.
We are indeed. A huge thank you on my behalf as well, just for all the support and all the questions and comments. And all the conversation starters, because we get it from you lot as well. we have things that we want to talk about, but everybody brings in their own opinion, and that's what we're here for. This video, the whole channel is here for other people to have their opinion as well, not just Manchester United fans, other team fans as well. And a huge thank you to you, Sophie, for having me on again.
Absolute pleasure.
Throughout the whole year, really, just having me on throughout the whole year. So very much looking forward to the festive season now.
Exactly, yeah. And obviously, everyone in the chat, keep smiling. If you are at home, you are isolated, you're struggling, we're always a message away. Obviously, we stick together, hairdryer treatment chat. That's one thing I'll always say. The chat is always really welcoming. And yeah, everyone just spend quality time with your loved ones. Stay positive, keep smiling. And United is something we can be positive about at the moment. And not just the men's team, the women's team as well. Meg, I'm going to add that on there as well. How good do they look?
Sitting top of the tree for Christmas. I am very happy about that.
Me too, definitely. So there's plenty to be smiling about, guys, in a world I know that seems doom and gloom at the minute. There's plenty to smile about in the chat. Always staying positive. All the banter in there, even from Diz, who likes to jump in every now and then, troll us and cheer against us. Love it all. Any fans welcome. We stick together. And we appreciate it, guys. We love you as well. We love you as well. But yeah, we look forward to more content just after Christmas in the new year. We've got a big game against Leicester on Boxing Day. Hopefully me and Meg can provide some content near that as well, because I think that'd be really cool. But until then, guys, like I say, spend quality time with your loved ones. Keep smiling. Stay positive. We'll be back very, very soon.